Hey, my Liptons. So I wanted to come in here and do a little some pop culture news, some what's going on in the real world news. You know what I mean? To mix it up because I feel like there's a lot going on around the world. Um, and I wanted to talk about specifically like four topics because there's a clip that I want to play and hopefully I don't get copyrighted by Mehdi Hassan. But I want to play the clip here. But um, but yeah, so I'm gonna talk about apparently the penguin and the seal over there in Antarctica is endangered now. Um, I want to talk about Mendy Hassan and Bassem Yusuf and their conversation. And then I'm gonna talk about Usher and Chris Brown about to go on tour. And then lastly, we're gonna talk about some good news about Olandria and her looks because she's really been eating the girls up. But before I continue on with this video, make sure you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel, okay? As you guys can see, um, I'm still at the 1,200, 250, yeah, sorry. I'm at basically 1,000 subscribers. Let's get these subscribers up. Let's get up to 2,000 subscribers, okay? So if you guys want to see any of my previous videos, my thoughts, my reviews. If you guys want to see my playlist, I did movie reviews. I did House of the Dragon reviews, which is coming up this summer, so which I can't wait to update. I am gonna be reviewing Euphoria as well, so you guys will be posted. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you guys want to see any of my Dragon Politicians playlists, any of my Dragon Clowns playlists, especially my Pop Culture Talk playlist, where I have the most videos there, Wrestling Talk playlist, you guys can definitely go check that out over there on my YouTube channel. Now, let's start with the bad news. Let's start with some bad news and then we're gonna end it with the good news. So, I just saw this and I was just like, man, whatever. It's like, because I feel to me, these celebrities, especially that like to do this climate change thing, it's more specifically the one that I think about firsthand is Leonardo DiCaprio. It's like he's been on this, it's not just him. I'm sure there's other celebrities too that care about the climate change and that sort of thing. But I obviously I think that us regular people should also care a lot about this, not just celebrities, but the one that are advocates for climate change. Like literally, you could go on Leonardo DiCaprio's Instagram page, and there's nothing about the climate change that's going on in this world. And I think that that's all fine and good to advocate for climate change, but I think that you can't advocate for the climate change if we're not talking about these bombs and these AI data centers that are destroying the environment, that are also heavily at this point contributing to the climate change that is also endangering these animals. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, now the fact that the emperor penguin and the Arctic fur seal are endangered due to the climate change, and Antarctica is getting warmer and warmer and warmer. There was even a time like in New York where it was colder in New York, but it was warm in Antarctica. It's just it's so backward. It's so backwards right now. And I think that people can't, I just, personally for me, I don't think that we can be talking about climate change and things like that and then wanting to bring back animals from centuries ago, like the woolly mammoth and the dire wolf that these scientists are trying to bring back. How the hell you gotta, that's basically putting, first of all, I talked about this in previous videos about that, but it's like, we can't talk about these animals being endangered if we're not going to talk about the biggest elephant in the room, which is the fact that these freaking bombs that are being created by, us more specifically, because we just love freaking war. All these other countries creating these bombs, throwing these bombs across the globe at each other, which is destroying our environment, destroying the globe. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, with these AI data centers and what AI is doing to our environment as well. So it's like, I personally feel like if we're going to talk about climate change and all that stuff and what's causing the climate change, yes, the things that we learned about as kids about, oh, reduce, reuse, recycle, and like, the typical stuff that we learn, all oil spills and things like that. Yes, those are factors, but we also need to talk about the fact that our country and many other countries as well, but our country more specifically, is contributing heavily to the destruction of not only like human civilization and and what we're doing to other countries, but we're creating bombs. We're dropping bombs on whole countries, whole people, societies, communities. We are, creating whole data centers that is causing electricity bills to skyrocket through the roof, which is also hurting our environment. So I personally feel like the Leonardo DiCaprio's of the world, if he's going to talk about this, because I know he's going to talk about it eventually. He's going to put it up on his page. If I see any of these celebrities coming out talking about some climate change, I'm going to be like, okay, well, girl, you want to talk about climate change, but you out here buddying with Jeff Bezos, that's also contributing to the climate change of his planet. When are you going to call that out? When are you going to call out about these celebrities flying on type of private jets and things like that that is also contributing to the climate disaster? When are you going to talk about Leonardo DiCaprio? There's no shit. I hate to be singling him out, but he's like the one that I'm thinking about the most. But like, because he's the only one that I think about that's like the more heavy, like, climate change sort of like activist. But like, Leonardo DiCaprio, you talk about climate change, your favorite Zionist regime over there isn't real. You're building a whole hotel and isn't real. While Israel's over here antagonizing its neighbors, bombing the hell out of its neighbors, bombing the hell out of Lebanon, annexing Lebanon, which is also contributing to not just obviously hurting human civilization, but like hurting the climate as well. Bombing Iran, which is also causing so I feel like all this is interconnected, and I feel like if you're not gonna really get to the deets and like y'all trying to simplify it and make it surface level, like, oh my god, we just need to, we need to stop cutting down trees, and we need to stop, of course we need to stop cutting down trees and things like that, but like, and we're not going to talk about how war heavily contributes to the climate disaster, and these AI data centers contribute to the AI to the climate disaster, then we can't have a serious conversation. That's all I got to say about that, because it's like, I feel like this is very, very unfortunate. And then by the next thing you know, in a few years, you're going to have these freaking scientists talking about some, let's revive the freaking emperor penguin and the Antarctic fur seal after they done passed away like 10 years ago. But it's like, are y'all going to do anything about the bombs? Are y'all going to do anything about the bombs? That's what I want to know. So I just think that, a lot of the stuff is surface level. And I hate the fact that these creatures of God, like, it's like what humans have done to this world. And I saw someone say this. They were like, yo, planet Earth really deserves better. Like, if you look at the Earth from space and you just see how beautiful Earth is, it's like, man, like, this planet really, like, it deserves better. It deserves better. Like, these creatures of God, like, our oceans and stuff like that, like, it deserves better than what we've done to it and what we continue to do to it. How we continue to hurt our planet by dropping bombs on it, by creating these dumbass AI data centers that are hurting our planet. So it's unfortunate. When I saw this, I was just like, man, this really, really sucks. It really, really sucks. But hopefully, especially with the how do you call them, the animal, the ones that help like endangered animals, hopefully they can take, because I know sometimes like they like to bring the animals to certain areas in America or like in different countries, like to kind of help them breed or help them and to make sure that they go on different platforms to talk about these endangered species. But it goes back to what I was saying, like, yes, we can talk about these endangered species, but like, what are we gonna, as far as like on a government level, are we gonna talk about the fact that the bombs and things like that? So, which is contributing to the climate crisis, which is contributing to our Earth getting warmer and warmer and warmer. So, that's all I gotta say about that. Because we gotta get to a lot. Next, listen. I saw that y'all were upset about Christopher Brown and currently Usher going on tour. And I'll be honest with you guys, y'all know that this freaking tour is gonna sell out. Like, let's just be let's just be clear. Y'all don't be canceling nothing. Y'all don't be canceling nothing. Okay. Y'all want to be mad, as I even saw on Pop Base under the comments, y'all want to be mad and things like that. Literally, I went to my personal Instagram and I saw that one of the people I follow was like very excited about this tour, and I'm like, yo, regular people are gonna be going to this tour. Like they went to the Chris Brown tour. What was it? Last year or the year before? Like y'all not, and it is gonna sell out. Let's be very clear. Like the tour is gonna sell out. One, people like Usher, people still like Chris Brown. Am I personally gonna be going on a tour? No. I personally don't be supporting Chris Brown. And that's just me on the individual level. Just as far as like with Chris Brown's behavior over the years, his colorism, it's just like that shit kind of, it turns me off. So it's like I don't be support. I personally, I can't even look at like my playlist to see. I don't think I have any colorists in my. Maybe I don't know. It depends. But like, I think the only the only colorist guy that I have on my playlist is probably like The Weeknd. But like The Weeknd is a closeted colorist. Like I feel like Chris Brown is like more openly. So it's like, I know that sounds hypocritical, but whatever. Um, but yeah, like I personally feel like people are talking all this rah rah online, but y'all still gonna go support. Like I didn't make a video about it, but I saw how people were upset with Chloe Bailey going to Kanye's concert. I personally feel like people dragged it a lot more because one, she posted, like she personally posted it on her social media. That's why it's like she got more of the backlash. But there was other celebrities there too. Like there was like Dave Chappelle. I heard that there was Niecy Nash there. The game, like there was more, but like they weren't in the cameras like that compared to like Chloe Bailey. So, but even then, I was just like, listen, let these people. I mean, overall, American people don't. But and it's not. I'm not saying all of us, but like collectively, we don't have no. We never put our values, like our morals don't really talk. I feel like we talk a good game, and that's me included too. I'm gonna add myself to that list. Like I feel like sometimes, and I'm trying to, put my money where my mouth is, and I've been doing that a lot better as the years go on with a good amount of these like entertainment and celebrities and stuff like that. But I could definitely do a lot more going forward. But like I feel like sometimes like we talk a good game, but we don't really follow it up. So it's like people getting mad about this Chris Brown Usher tour, but it's like, yeah, a good amount of y'all still gonna go support it. Y'all still wanna be outside and going to the tours and things like that. And listen, like I said before, Usher is very, very talented. He could still. I don't know about Chris Brown because Chris Brown, his voice is, the drugs fucked up his voice, and the dancing doesn't really give me no life like that. Like they said that sometimes Chris Brown dances like as if he's a crackhead on the street. Um, but like Usher, Usher is still very, very talented. So it's like, Chris Brown already has a set of fans. Usher already has a set of fans. They're gonna support him no matter what. I think it is interesting that like, especially Usher has been in the news lately. Like I heard about the alleged argument that he had with Justin Bieber apparently, and then recently he came out in support of Diddy. Like, so, oh, that's not the guy I know, and that's not the guy I know. I don't know if it's some kind of Stockholm syndrome with Usher, but then again, it's like I don't want to use that to make it an excuse because like I remember in the trial, I think it was Cassie that said it, but like they were saying that like how Neo and Usher like saw, like they were witnesses to Diddy abusing Cassie. Like there was one time I think Diddy invited Neo and Usher to his house for dinner or something like that, and then like when Cassie came, like Diddy ended up taking his fist and punching Cassie in the stomach in front of Neo and Usher, and they didn't do anything about it, like nothing. So it's like Usher has been it's unfortunate too because I'm like, man, Usher's so talented. Like he's so, but then again, did he also kind of groomed Usher to a certain extent? I don't. To me personally, I don't want to take that step farther by saying that, oh, like did he probably also did something to Usher, because I don't know. Like I don't want to, like, because I do feel like there is that sector of the internet that like to say, oh, did he touch Usher? Did he touch Usher? Or did he touch Justin Bieber? And it's like, listen, like if there is no hardcore evidence of that, or it's not, or if it's not said by Usher himself or Justin himself, and plus Justin has also came out and said that like it's not true that he was touched by Diddy. So it's like I feel like we should wait for these people to come out and talk about their stories and not put things on them. And I think that like that's just how I feel. But yeah, but Usher was recently, like this was like a week ago or so, like he came out and supported Diddy, saying that that's not the person that I knew and he did a lot for me and da 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 da. So that can right there show you where his loyalties lie. So I think that this is something that the tour will sell out. It will sell out. Um the people, still support Chris Brown. The people still support, I mean, clearly still support Usher. It is very interesting to see the way that Usher is when, like, because we already know who Chris Brown is Chris Brown, but like the way Usher has kind of like positioning himself as of late, it's like, wow, like you really like you really like, wow, like you really don't hold like you have no values, like you just out here just like, okay, I'm gonna stand by these abusers. I'm gonna stand by these people. Like, maybe, like, I don't know. I would like to know the context of that argument that Usher and Justin Bieber had. Hopefully, we get more of that information. But yeah, I mean, if y'all out here talking mess, talking about some, oh, they're both trash, da da da. Well, let's see how that concert looks like. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, this tour is gonna sell out, and people are gonna go support it. So that's just my thoughts on that. As far as like with this situation. Next, this might end up being a long video, even though it's like 4 topics. Because literally after this, I'm gonna talk about Olandria. So Mehdi Hassan and Bassem Yusuf, Mehdi Hassan invited Bassem Yusuf onto his platform. And I'll be honest with you guys, Mehdi Hassan, like, I don't know. I feel like I have like a like-hate relationship with him, because like he be making some good points, but then he be getting on he be getting on my nerves with this like vote blue no matter who, staunch blue MAGA like warrior thing, social warrior thing, and then gets on my nerves, and they've been dragging Mehdi Hassan a lot too about that. Like he does this like thing. Well, anyway, that's a whole different conversation for another day. But they had an interesting conversation, and it's something that I want to quickly play a clip from Zateo, which is Mehdi Hassan's platform. So first, because it has to do with Tucker Carlson, okay? And I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna say this now because when the time comes, it's gonna get real bad out here in these streets. Okay, so I'm gonna play this clip from Mehdi Hassan and Bassem Yusuf right here. Hopefully, I'm gonna get copyrighted too. By the way, from playing this clip from Zateo.
Hassan Piker. I don't know if you're following the whole Hassan Piker controversy, where Democrats now are trying to say
cancelled for the 5th time now.
Who is you?
Hassan. Hassan's been like cancelled every single week. There's something to cancel him.
I know, it's funny that they spent years saying we need a Joe Rogan on the left. Kamala should have gone on Joe Rogan. We should stop canceling people now. We need a bigger audience. Broaden the tent, and they're like, but not him. Because he's anti-Semitic, and even though he spent years speaking out against anti-Semitism, even though he's a very big critic of Israel, this, to go back to your point, is one of the problems. When you call everyone an anti-Semite, people won't take the label seriously. We agree on that. Do you think that Democrats are going to hurt themselves by being puritanical?
Oh yeah, they're already hurting themselves, they already hurting themselves with Kamala Harris, with Biden, and and even like someone like Hassan who should be like like a great asset, now they're canceling him. I kind of like, I don't know, Hassan. When you speak about Democrats and the Republicans, I don't care anymore. I mean, it's just like I look at this system and I think it's corrupt, and I don't think it's even beneficial actually to speak about them. I'm sorry.
Is the system redeemable?
No.
So what do you do as you're an American citizen? What do you do about it?
Because there's a reason why more than 50% of Americans don't vote, because they have just got red pilled.
Did you vote in the last election?
No. Can you imagine? Like I was so excited. I voted in the 2020 election. That was my first election that I voted in as an American citizen.
Assume you voted for Biden, not Trump.
Yeah, of course. No, I voted for Bernie in the primaries, and then vote blue no matter who. And then by 2024, I got completely disenfranchised of the whole thing. I was like, this is you cannot have a political system when both wings of the political system serve the same master.
It's interesting that a lot of people don't recognize that people like you exist in this town, in DC. So I came back from Houston, Texas recently, and I met a lot of friends and family. I was there for Eid. And I pointed out that a lot of people I met are kind of red-pilled, whatever phrase you want to use. They love Tucker Carlson, they love Candace Owens. Some of them even like Nick Fuentes. These are Muslims, because they're online a lot. And they see the mainstream media lying to them, and they see more blunt speakers online. And just for pointing that out, I got attacked by liberals saying, what are you doing? Those people are racist. I said, I know that, but I'm just telling, don't shoot the messenger. I'm telling you what's happening in cities across America, even with non-white communities. And Shadi Hamid of the Washington Post said, if Tucker Carlson ran for president, a lot of young Muslims and leftists would vote for him.
Yes.
And he got attacked for saying that. Again, just the message. He didn't say, I'm going to vote for him. He said, this is what's happening. And I feel like people are not, in this town in particular, political media elites do not recognize, especially on the Democratic side, what is happening out there. People are being radicalized because they're seeing a genocide. They're seeing a cover-up of the Epstein files. They're seeing the mainstream media, quote-unquote liberal media, just completely inadequate for this moment. And then you get these sirens on the right who are great at speaking, who speak in a very blunt, unafraid way, and they're entertaining.
I think especially with that last part, discussing about the sirens on the right. It's very, very true. And at first I didn't know how to kind of like articulate it, because it's been a while since I was thinking about it. I'm like, yo, the Democrats are really want to put up a Gavin Newsom, a Josh Shapiro, a Pete Buttigieg, who was like, I even just saw the freaking Kamala Harris saying that she's not going to discount running again in 2028. And I'm like, y'all don't learn anything, especially if y'all run Kamala Harris again. Y'all don't learn anything. But here's my thing. And it's not more so about Hassan Piker, because that's a whole different conversation. But like, particularly with Tucker Carlson, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I myself have like gone to see, Tucker Carlson's platform and like some of the interviews that he has had on his platform. And some of it has been very like, you get a lot of information. Like it's things that like you normally wouldn't get in from mainstream media. And I think my fear, and Mehdi Hassan said it, now there are a good amount of leftists, there are a good amount of liberals even, there are a good amount of independents who are seeing what Tucker Carlson is doing and the way he's positioning himself right now. Because right now he's even getting into it with Trump. Now Tucker Carlson is in the outs now because Trump disavowed him from MAGA. And I think that the way and don't get me wrong, I personally do not like Tucker Carlson. I feel like he is a white Christian nationalist. Like for instance, like when he would have a good interview with because I remember one time he had an interview with I think her name is Agatha Stephanopoulos. She's the sister of George Stephanopoulos from like Good Morning America, but like she's also a nun right now, and like she was talking about like her experiences and how Christians are treated in the West Bank of Palestine. And it was so informative. It was so informative, and like it was such a great interview. But I think that And I think that you know, Tucker Carlson will have those conversations. And he will also expose a good amount of like the Christian Zionists on the right, like the Ted Cruzes and the Mike Hucklebees and things like that, which I appreciate. Listen, I love the exposing. Okay, expose these fuckers that they actually are Israel first and not America first. I'm here for that. But the thing is, Tucker Carlson, like his America first, also means anti-immigrant. Like, and when I mean anti-immigrant, I mean like hardcore anti-immigrant. Like I'm from an immigrant background myself, so it's like, and I have family members that have been here for like damn near 30 years, right? And they still don't have their papers. And Tucker Carlson has the ideology of someone where it's like, okay, America first, but like the people, like the immigrants that have been here for like, even like he's not talking about the ones that just came over the border. He's talking about the ones too, where it's like they've been here for 30 years or 40 years and they still don't got the papers. We're going to deport the fuck out of them. Like, so it's like he has that kind of ideology. Like he wants to deport, like he's extremely anti-immigrant. He doesn't like, because even though like personally, like even for me, I have my issues with like identity politics, but we have to be honest, like there's certain things that particularly black people are more disenfranchised compared to their white counterparts. And he doesn't even want those kind of things to be addressed. Like if you go to his platform, he's like, oh, like, we're not talking about the white, what's going on, white men and white men and white men. Like he's like, and don't get me wrong, like there is, as far as like a suicide rate that's going on within white men specifically and that sort of thing, and that is something that should be addressed and things like that. But like we're also not going to sit and act as if like there aren't certain advantages that white people in general have over compared to black people. And it's like for some reason when that gets addressed, he's like, oh, why does everything have to be a race thing? Why does everything have to be a race thing? We're all created equal by God and things like. And that's the thing. Like, there's a way that Tucker Carlson is doing it, and the way he's positioning himself. He's very strategic. Now, someone like me, I can see through that, but the everyday person, they're gonna look at Tucker Carlson where it's like, oh, he's anti-war. He wants to cut ties with Israel. He wants to stop giving our tax dollars to Israel and things like that. And he just wants to focus on us and us only. Like, he's isolationist. He doesn't want to be the world police. And I prefer that over the Democrats who are still positioning themselves as in, oh, you're anti-Semitic if you criticize APAC or Israel. Like, you know what I mean? And Republicans are doing it too. But guess what? We already know the establishment Republicans are going to get smoked in the midterms. I mean, look what happened in these past elections that's going on here. They, especially during the governor race in Virginia, the governor race in New Jersey, NYC, the mayor race, like they got smoked in those elections. And we already know, especially with Trump starting this Iran war, and him and Israel, antagonizing Iran, people are gonna be like, you know what? The Democrats are still on this like, oh well, you should have gone to the war the right way, and you should have gone to Congress before you went to. It's like there's all these like formalities, and it's like, bitch, how about you just call out the fact that this war is immoral and Trump should have never been there to begin with, and we should have never gone to the war. And the way Tucker Carlson is positioning himself, he's positioning himself as an anti-war guy, the same way that Trump did in 2024. Okay? So, and on top of that, right now, Tucker and Trump are beefing. So, and I know people are going to be like, oh, well, but a majority of MAGA supports the war and a majority of Republicans still support Trump. We have to remember, Trump did not just only win on Republican votes. He won on a good amount of independent votes. He won on a good amount of Democratic votes. And then you also have to remember, too, I believe it was like 10 million registered Democrats stayed home in 2024 because they were tired of the genocide that was going on, that they began under the Biden and Kamala Harris administration. So I think that we also have to keep that under consideration as well. Like, you just don't, every both parties don't just win on their particular basis. No, they also win on leftist votes, on independent votes, on even some Republican votes, even some like, you know what I mean? And it is scary because I feel like, well, yes, Tucker Carlson, and there's a part of me that does believe that, like, he is over the wars. I do see that. Like, I think the way that he talks and things like that, he is over it. Like with the wars and like with the sending our tax dollars to thing. But at the same time, homeboy is still a freaking national. Like, he's a white Christian capitalist nationalist. He's still for capitalism. He's still for. That's the thing. Like, he's still for the system that is also disenfranchising a good amount of people in this country. Like, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And he also doesn't want to disrupt that system. You know what I mean? So it's like he wants to be an isolationist while also carrying out like his white Christian nationalist ideology. And then that's the thing too. He's gonna use his religion as like, oh my God, like, it's not Christian to go to wars and things. And then people are gonna be drawn to that. And what Mehdi Hassan just said is also speaking to a lot of leftists and a lot of Muslim voters that used to be vote blue no matter who Democrats, but then got turned off because of the genocide. And they're seeing people on the right like Tucker Carlson, like Candace Owens, who are speaking to like, oh my God, like these things are not being discussed on mainstream media about the horrors that the United States and Israel is doing to Lebanon, to Syria, to Iran, to Palestine. And they're like, oh my God, like they're so great. I'm so happy that we at least have some, dissenting voices on the right that are like speaking out against this. And they're going to be drawn to that. So I want to be honest with you guys, even though I personally don't think the Democrats are ever going to get their shit together, I just think that they're going to be establishment for the rest of their lives. And this is why I'm an independent thinker. But let me just tell you guys this. If the Democrats don't get their shit together, if they put up a Gavin Newsom, if they put up a Josh Shapiro, if they put up a Pete Buttigieg, if they put up a Kamala Harris against a Tucker Carlson, bitch, I'm sorry. Like, we just need to prepare ourselves for 2028. If Tucker Carlson runs for president in 2028 and he's up against those Democrats, like those establishment Democrats, like Elise Stefanik, and he's winning. He's winning. And I don't want that to happen. But then again, I also don't like the Democratic candidates that they're putting up right now. They need to go find them a Democratic socialist or something like that to put up. But we already know the DNC and the Democratic establishment, they're annoying as hell. But if Tucker Carlson runs in 2028, if he gets pissed off enough that he runs, and he's going against a Gavin, and on top of that, Gavin Newsom has a lot of baggage. Josh Shapiro has a lot of baggage. Kamala Harris has a lot of baggage too. Because he's gonna tell them, well, y'all didn't say shit when Joe Biden began this genocide. Y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all, if anything, y'all covered for Joe Biden. People are gonna look at that and say, you know what, that is right, that is correct. They did do those things. I'm telling y'all, yeah, the Democrats better find a better. They better find somebody else. Like, if they put up those fools, those dummies, those clowns against Tucker Carlson, that is very strategic. And I personally don't want Tucker. I do not want a Tucker Carlson presidency. Okay, like, but the way he is positioning himself, he is giving anti-war kind of Republican. So if child, it's gonna. I don't even know how 2028 is gonna end up. Like, before I was like, you know what, the Democrats are gonna win because all the dumb stuff that Trump is doing. But I'm like, okay, now it's like I changed my mind. Now I'm just like, you know what? The Democrats are definitely going to they're going to win the midterms. But I don't know. The presidency part is going to be real tough. It's going to be real tough because it's like the average day voter, they're over it. Like, they're over the like, oh, the whole diplomatic, like, let's just go through things the right way kind of thing when it comes to like these wars. And like, and always sending arms to Israel. Like, and that's the thing. Like, Gavin Newsom is a Zionist. Josh Shapiro is a staunch Zionist. You know what I mean? Pete Buttigieg is Zionist. Kamala Harris is a Zionist. Y'all don't want to say it, but she is. She is. She's taking a whole bunch of AIPAC money. I just put it up on my Twitter. She took like $9 million from the AIPAC lobby. Like, let's be for real. These people are y'all need to find an anti-Zionist Democrat and put them against the right, because if y'all put up these AIPAC Democrats against Tucker Carlson, yo, we just better get ready, because it's about to be a nasty, nasty, nasty campaign ride. So that's just my thoughts on that, as far as like what's about to come. And I'm telling you guys this now, because y'all better stop with this whole vote blue no matter who, blue MAGA stuff, and y'all better get serious. Call out the Gavin Newsoms in the world and the Josh Shapiro's of the world for their pro-Israel staunches, and tell them y'all better get serious, because if Tucker Carlson runs against y'all, y'all not gonna win. So y'all better stand for something, and y'all better stop sending our taxpayer dollars to Israel to continue to bomb their neighbors. Period. So that's just my thoughts on that. Next, I'm gonna end this video on some good things. So listen, let me tell you guys something. I've been in love with Olandria's looks. Like, she is just, I can't wait to see her on when she gets to the Met Gala, because I feel like her style just keeps like, it's just, she's so beautiful, and so, like, she has the best team too. Like, her team knows exactly what they're doing. Like, the fashions, everything, like the makeup. She looks absolutely gorgeous. She now has, I believe she has a brand deal with Mattel for Barbie, for Coachella and stuff like that. And I think that, like, it's so crazy, because when I first saw this look, I was like, I don't know. But like, the more I look at it, the more it's like, it grows on me and I fall in love with it. But now it's like, I love it. I love this look, this jean look, and the pixie haircut. Like, she looks gorgeous. The makeup was everything. It's just like, her fashions. And I will say this though, I do hope that, like, Olandria does give us a look like with like her natural hair. You know what I mean? Like, give me like an afro look or something like that. You know what I mean? Give me an afro look, okay? Love the straight hair and things like that, but give me some, like, give me some natural hair, afro look. I think that it'll be like such a great, like, the girls are already mad that you're out here and you're getting these brand deals. Make them even madder with your natural hair, baby. So but yeah, like, it's just like this Barbie look here, this deal that she has with Barbie, these little cute pink outfits. It's so cute. Like, it's just, she is killing it. Like, she is just like, when I say it girl, I mean it girl. Like, nobody, and there's no shade to the other girls from the show, but like, Olandria's everywhere. Like, you know, she is everywhere. Like, I don't think that we're really gonna see anyone from, especially because I know the new, what is it, the new season is coming out. No, I don't know, not the new season. I know Beyond the, even though I'm not gonna watch it, because I'm, after what the producers did and how they treated Olandria, like, I'm not gonna be supporting Love Island or anything beyond the village. I'm not doing it. But yeah, I don't see anybody, because I feel like there was not anybody before this that popped off like this. I don't think there's gonna be anybody after this, because she looks great. She really, really became she is the star. And at this point, like, I feel like hopefully she also gets some, like, acting projects too. So, like, now people can stop attaching her name to, oh my God, Love Island's Olandria, stuff like that. I'm like, listen, we're so beyond that at this point. Like, we are so beyond that at this point. Like, this is a fashion girly right here, okay? So hopefully, and I know she's gonna get it. She's gonna get some acting gigs. Like, she's gonna get some acting gigs, and she will be just like a star. Like, I mean, she already is, but like, ooh, like, I would love to see. And I know she created her own YouTube channel. I've been watching that too. So And she's such a humble girl too. That's on top of that I really love. She's so humble and so down to earth, and it's really good to see. Because sometimes these celebrities can be very conceited, but like one thing about Landria is like she's always thanking her fans. She's always just like making sure that she always shows her appreciation towards her fans, and it's something that you don't see every day. So it's like we made the right girl famous, y'all. Okay, we made the right person famous. One of one, as she would say. So, but yeah, y'all continue to support Olandria. Olandria is just giving us some looks. I can't wait to see how I'm forgetting the theme of the Met Gala, this year's Met Gala. I cannot wait to see what she is going to. Because I think she's invited to the Met Gala. If they aren't, then Anna Wintour, you're gonna have to meet me. You might have to meet me outside, okay? But yeah, I can't wait to see what she's gonna wear at the Met Gala. Like I can't wait. But yeah, other than that, that's just my thoughts. This is probably like a long ass video, child. This is probably a long video. But you guys tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 2,000 subscribers. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.